Jimmy Dore reveals the real reason that Joe pardoned Hunter.
What? It wasn't just love?
And black folks in Chicago are calling for Trump. Let's talk about it, y'all.
Middle America.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You ain't black.
I don't know what I said.
The first time ever any...
What are you people?
We're Americans.
We are Americans indeed.
Yes,
My
we
name
are.
is Vincent.
I am Soraya.
And this is Middle America with Vin.
And Sorry.
Where we are not left wing.
We're not right wing.
We are just,
Right.
dear listener, we've got some doozies for you today. We covered yesterday how Mr. Biden went back on his word and said that he was going to, he said if Hunter lost, if he was convicted, that he would not pardon him.
Yeah, he trusted the justice system or something like that.
He trusted the justice system, and then we
believed in it, or
we saw yesterday, dear listener, that
he lost faith in it.
He lost faith in the justice
the American
system.
justice system.
He lost faith in the justice system. Now, as I was doing this review, one of my good friends, one of my best friends on the channel, was saying, Vin, there are other things at play here, because I was saying, look, as a father, aside from first degree M and SA, if it was my kid and he was guilty as sin, I would still pardon him. But those two crimes would be the exception.
I agree.
And so that was that. All right, now I quit watching Jimmy Dore when he said all the people pushing for reparations were descendants of enslaved black Americans are bots trying to hurt the Democrats and talk the Cornel West crazy. Yeah, look, white liberals are never going to prioritize black issues, and the quicker black people understand that, the better they'll be able to use and leverage their power. Me personally, I do not expect any white person to advocate on behalf of anything meaningful for black people, because it is not in their interest.
I was going to say, unless they have skin in the game.
They have no skin in the reparations game whatsoever. Black people can get reparations in America, but they have to be strategic, which we're not, as we saw in the last election. Now, somebody asked me, Vin, I thought I was your best friend. You are my best indigenous friend. Okay?
There's a difference.
You're my best indigenous friend. All right? But this man and I have shed blood in the same... He's my brother. He shed blood, and blood's been shed. It is what it is. God will forgive us or burn us, as they say. All right, guys, here we go. Now we've got an update as to what is going on with with Mr. I have not seen this video, but my friend sent this to me, and he didn't send anything else. All he said was, told ya. So that is very, very interesting. So we're going to get right into this.
Is he also not right-wing or left-wing, just, right?
Yeah, Jimmy,
No, your friend.
Oh, my friend?
Yeah,
I don't think my friend is left-wing or right-wing. I think me and him are pretty much the same.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, let it fly.
We've got the same foreign policy ideas and all that. If you want to be part of the conversation, facebook.com/America Middle.
It is not for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart.
If you get triggered very easily, don't join the space.
It's
a free speech environment. So if you want to get in the conversation, you have stuff to say, and you want to, hear stuff being said as well, and just really get into the jousting, that's the place to be.
As we say, jihad.
Yes, everybody will get questioned at one point or another.
Yeah. So
even Vinny took a break from there for a while. After 2020 got a little hectic.
I've taken lots of breaks. I've taken lots of breaks, dear listener. Okay. So yesterday we said, look, it's obvious why Mr. Biden pardoned his son. Hello, it's his son. And if you can't see why a father would pardon his son, then I don't have the time to explain it to you, okay, dear listener? So now we're going to look at Jimmy Dore. By the way, stay tuned, because after we get done the Jimmy Dore video, we're also going to be watching another video, and that's going to be interesting. You're going to want to stick around for this one. It's a bunch of black folks. In you know what? Maybe we should do that one first, because it's like the mini video, and then we can get to the main event. Isn't that the way people usually do it? I think that's the way people usually do it. By the way, guys, let me know about the music in the background. Is it too much? Is it too little? That type of thing. All right, so we're gonna go. Actually,
it's such a strong start for this one. You sure you want to change plans now?
We're gonna actually first go with. You're gonna have to stay tuned, dear listener. We're gonna go first with a city council meeting in Chicago that I think everybody is gonna want to know about, because it is one of the more hilarious. I don't want to say hilarious. But it was one of the moments when I was very, very proud of my people. River Roth in the house. River says, any thoughts on the SK president's attempt to get rid of parliament through martial law? The South Korean president. We've actually got a guy that's...
He's going to tell me more about it later.
That's pretty much an expert in the region. So he's going to give us the breakdown on it. Right now, all I saw was that he was declaring martial law. I think I just saw on Al Jazeera that's no longer happening. So let's check it out. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
City council meeting where?
This was a city council meeting in Chicago. That was really, really interesting because, well, you'll see why.
Okay,
although,
just give me the timestamp when you're ready.
Although I don't think I can find it. I thought I sent it up before. You know what, guys? Hang out here for a second. All right, guys, we have returned.
Well, partially.
Partially. Good evening. Can you guys hear us?
Don't try anything.
Don't try anything. To me, that's the greatest video of all time.
I mean, certainly the best voiceover.
That's one of them. What the hell happened?
And you ain't black.
I don't know what I said. The first time ever any...
What are you people? We're Americans.
Come back. Did it let us back?
It did not.
It did not let us back. Wait.
Did you? Maybe you.
Hit pause. Hit disconnect. Then go up, and re put it back up.
I can't remember.
There you go.
Do it again. Continuity right there.
What a fuck up. Where'd it go?
I don't know. CON right there. It was weird because it was right up there before. It did look a little different when you had that continuity.
What? Oh my god. Ah, there we go. Finally, Jesus. Got it. Okay. We've returned. We've returned, dear listener. Look at that. All right, guys. Here we go. Is this about me? No. Holy smokes. One, he's proclaimed himself president of South Korea. Don't listen to those lies. All right, guys, here we go. We're back. We are a legitimate news station. 1333. 1330. All right, guys. We're going to bring you guys into a city council meeting in the great state of Illinois, in the great city of Chicago. I think this is going to be very instructive as far as the new America that we're all in. I'll tell you what. All right, guys, here we go. Here is issue number one. Now, this is a discussion about immigration in Chicago. Now, you guys know, you probably don't know this, but a lot of city leaders, governors, mayors, etc. have started to say, if the folks come to deport these people, we're going to stand up and keep these people here. We're going to defy the law, and we're not going to send people back. Okay, so you had this already where they called them sanctuary cities, and now you've got people saying, if you come to our city, or you come to my city or my state, I think the governor of Colorado has said this.
Wow.
We will not comply. We will not send the people back.
Wow.
And so here is a city council meeting in the great state of Chicago. I'm sorry, the great state of Illinois, and let's see how that works out. Let's check it out.
Trump, Tom Homan, make us sit up there and said, you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you will not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaign went around doing that. And here we are right now. You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it.
Wow.
Just so you guys know, the term crash out is Chicago language for I'm going to go all out and break the law. I don't care what the consequences are, right? That's usually a phrase that's used when somebody kills your friend. They kill your friend. You go, I'm about to crash out on these niggas. Meaning, I'm about to do whatever. I'll hit you in broad daylight, whatever, because you killed my friend. So she's saying, y'all out here you about to crash out for these illegals. Look at the language she's using. This woman is ethnic as anything else, dear listener. I'm sorry. We can't say this is the white power, whatever. We're going to get to her in a second, but we're going to start here. So this is what's been going on in Chicago. Now they made these statements. Now the border czar that Trump has elected, the guy that's terrorizing all the leftists. What's going on?
I just put that down there because the little
Put what down where?
You see all numbers. Put something down there. Either that or
the numbers
this.
were bothering you. Okay.
Yes.
So the border czar is threatening to arrest these people. For not complying with his thingamajiggy.
Oh, that guy you showed me yesterday?
Yeah, Mr. We're gonna deport him. The guy that Barack Hussein Obama employed to get all them immigrants out when he was called the deporter-in-chief, Mr. Obama, it's the same guy. Mm-hmm. So all these leftists that are on TV, well, they're not leftists. All these neoliberals that are on TV that are talking about how horrible this guy was. I was just looking at the Pod Save America boys. The Pod Save America boys basically got Obama elected. So they're talking about the horrors of this border czar when the guy that they got elected and re-elected
He's left over from Obama.
utilized this guy as well as gave him an award.
An award?
Yeah. She's the South Side blackface of white nationalism. Correct. We continue. Here we go.
Oh, Trump, you ain't gonna blink? Well, we ain't either. You ain't above the law. And where you gonna run to when Trump pulls that Trump card out on you?
Where are you gonna run to when Trump pulls the Trump card on you? You're not above the law. Please note, dear listener, as my friend 275 has pointed out, these are not white nationalists. These are black nationalists. They're very black, as you could tell. Extremely ethnic. This guy showed up in his baseball cap and his hoodie. They do not want their tax dollars, their municipal funds going to illegals in Chicago. These are black people saying this. Now, I already told you guys this. I found out about the Venezuelan crime migrant crisis situation, not from CNN, not from MSNBC, not from Fox. I found out, we were still in Maine, from a man by the name of Trench's News, okay, almost a year ago.
Oh, really?
It was Trench's News. He is a guy that talks about all the hood stuff that's going down in Chicago. He was talking about how the GDs and BDs were linking up to bang out the Chicago gangs because the Venezuelan gangs, because the Venezuelan gangs were out there wrecking shop and getting pushed to the front of the line relative to state aid. I found out about that from him, not from Fox. Fox and them reported on the Venezuelans about 3 or 4 months later, and that was, of course, because the Venezuelans were starting to terrorize white neighborhoods, and you know how that goes on Fox News. So this was a problem. This was a problem for the Chicagoans a year ago, and that's one of the reasons I knew that I predicted that Mr. Trump was going to win in a landslide. Because I should have made a bet about the popular vote too.
Yes.
I should have made a bet about the popular vote. Okay, here we go. There is a 10-year prison sentence. We continue.
10-year prison sentence when you want to stand up here for those illegals.
I want you guys to understand, this guy standing up right here is the state councilman, whatever he is, and these black people are threatening this man with 10 years in prison and Donald Trump. I just want people to understand that. This is where we are in America. This is one of the reasons why white liberals just don't get it. They don't understand. You look confused. Maybe you're a white liberal. What's going on?
I'm still trying to process what's going on here. So we have, I don't know who that guy is.
This guy's like the city councilman.
He's a city councilman, and they're upset because they're saying too many illegals have come in here, and it's taking the money that should be funding.
And they were committing crimes.
And the crimes. And so she's saying, we're going to get Trump after you, and you're going to jail for 10 years?
Yeah. Because you said that you were not going to send these people home. And
this is the I thought you said Ohio said that or something like that. But also Chicago said it?
These guys, all the libs.
Why would they do that?
Because it's a big political, we're going to stand up, we're not going to let this happen type of thing. Right? Like, it gets you on the news. People start patting you on the back, and these people are in the government.
Chicago has some significant issues.
Right, but nobody's ever cared about the significant issues in Chicago. You had Rahm Emanuel and Barack Hussein Obama there. It didn't stop any of the crime.
Right.
It didn't stop any of that happening.
Yeah.
Kids are listen, in Chicago, kids kill each other in broad daylight on camera in 4K. I am not exaggerating, and nothing happens. Everybody knows the name of the people doing it. Everybody knows the profile. Everybody saw the people doing it. The cops don't do anything. Shout out to Rahm Emanuel. These people are sick of it, obviously. We continue.
You all sit up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that, on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaign went around doing that. And here we are right now. You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first.
My God.
Yo! You know Tom Homan is the border czar. He's the Nazi.
She said?
Yeah, she said Trump, Tom Homan, make an example of this Negro over here first.
Jesus.
What did Hey, how much you want to bet CNN does not cover this discussion? They're talking to the mayor. This is the mayor they're calling out. This is the mayor. We got to rewind that. I'm sorry. Meck says, our mayor was talking all that sanctuary city BS too, but I bet you she ain't going to jail to play that game. Hell no.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm an immigrant. You guys know my position on immigrants. I got a lot of love for immigrants. But, guys, as I said, I'm not saying all Venezuelans are criminals, okay? I'm just telling you that I heard about this crisis from the big homie Trenches News. These boys got the GDs and the BDs working together to go bang out these Venezuelans out on the streets. They're already killing people, all types of craziness. Taking over crack houses, all that. Like it's not a game. And so these people in Chicago, you can imagine all the beef and gunplay that's happening already in Chicago. Now they got a whole bunch of other people to deal with. And then on top of that, you're seeing your tax dollars go to pay for these people who came here in an undocumented fashion. I'm sorry. We're going to have to watch it again. Black people. What did Alicia Keys say when a woman's fed up? Holy hell. Oh, we gotta full screen that. I'm sorry. You don't know nothing about that. Oh my Lord. She said, Mr. Trump.
Start with this right here. What?
What we asking now? Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want to forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you.
We want to forensic.
Stop her time.
Stop her time.
Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay?
You're a Negro.
Right.
Okay, you can begin her time again.
What did she say that was wrong? She said Trump.
They said you
Mr.
can't.
Holman, make an example of this Negro over here first. Hey, I'm telling you, everybody's tired of it. Everybody's tired. We gotta watch that one more time. I'm sorry, dear listener. What's up, Hoyle? Hoyle, you gonna enjoy this one, Hoyle. Hoyle, this mayor, the black man seeing it up here. This is the mayor. He said that he's gonna make Chicago a sanctuary city for undocumented individuals, and when it's time to send these folks home, he said he wasn't gonna do it. So watch what this lady says about it. This black lady.
Asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want to forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you.
You see the white man down here?
I said, I'm looking at me. He's like, oh no. He slowly looks around.
What do we do with this? I mean, I heard the word Negro, but it was a black woman that said it. You remember that superhero when it doesn't know which button to press and starting to get stressed out? Oh my God.
Hold on a second. Stop.
Nobody said nothing about Biden's language when he was talking about Negroes going to school with his kids on C-SPAN, talking about he didn't want a racial jungle. They're going to put y'all back in chains. Good evening. We continue.
Time. Stop her time. Just a second. Stop her time.
Stop her time.
Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay? All right. Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. You said you're going to spend our tax dollars to take Trump to court to protect these illegals if they try to come in your district. And then you said they all of y'all in cahoots with each other to do it. Okay, so now we about to make y'all famous. We're gonna let all y'all constituents know who y'all riding for. That y'all wouldn't spend our tax dollars to protect illegals and to get them legal services. So that's what we doing. That's cool because we about to make all of y'all ornaments famous. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
I just want to point out, anytime this group of people says, so that's what we doing?
It's over with. She said, did you hear what she just said? Did you hear what she just said? Listen to the last thing she said.
We're going to war.
Listen to the last thing she said.
We about to make all of y'all ornaments famous. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Flip Chicago red.
Whoa!
We are
that's
not
why she's in the red
playing.
shirt with Chicago. Wow, okay.
Flip Chicago red. We're not playing. So that means they're starting from now for 2026. That's what they're doing. So they're already starting right now for 2026. This does not look good for the Democrats, bro. And that's a black woman, by the way, and she's angry. And y'all saw that black women were the spine of the Democratic Party. The spine of the Democratic Party are black women. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, my Lord. Look, man. I kept trying to explain to my white liberal friends. Nobody cares about the ideology. Nobody cares about the principle. It is the material conditions on the ground. You guys are not operating like good Marxists. You thought, let's send all these illegal, these undocumented individuals, these people of color, and put them in black communities because black folks, they all have solidarity with each other because we call them people of color. That's not true. The assumptions that neoliberals have made about black people are not true. And if you thought 2024 was bloody on the electoral map, you wait. Because one of these times, Tucker or one of these major right-wing channel outlets is going to get a hold of these people, and they're really going to have a flip Chicago red, flip Illinois red movement happening.
Yep.
Because I can promise you, white folks in Chicago are tired of the crime because the cops just let these kids kill each other. These kids are killing each other now in the white areas. Duck got killed in the Gold Coast, and them two boys got killed in an academy in the white school area. And you start throwing bullets around white people, things get really bad for you. Now on top of that, you got black people saying we're gonna flip this entire place red. Do what you will with that, dear listener. Do what you will with that. Simple as that, man. Good night. Oh man. All right, guys. We're gonna go back to the. We're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna go back to the main show, Mr. Joe Biden, and then the real reason that he's done, that he did that thing with his son Hunter Biden. Oh my goodness, this is very bad news for the Democrats. I'm telling you. These people they're starting right at the jump. Mr. Trump is not even in office yet, and these people got shirts.
They're already summoning him to come in.
They're already summoning dude to come and handle biz.
Yep.
People are tired of it. The experiment that the Democratic Party has foisted on this country for whatever reason is not working. They have got to pivot, and to be honest with you, I don't know how they're going to do it. They need a unifying figure. I don't know who that's going to be. They need a unified purpose. We don't know what that's going to be.
They also need accountability because they've just been blaming everybody else. Blame the white women. Blame this. Blame that. And there's no accountability for why people were saying one thing and then voting differently when they went in there. They said, oh, they thought they had the populist vote. Then they thought this. There's a lot of things that they thought based off of what people were saying. But they're not willing to look at the data and say, okay, what actually happened? What's some actual tangible change, things that we can do to actually win back people's votes?
But they weren't even willing to listen to black people because, as I said, I knew about this since last year. I knew about the Venezuelan gang problem since last year. Now, granted, I don't expect Mr. Biden to listen to Trench's News, but once the thing broke, he had to know. I mean, good night. I mean, you're the president. You get updates about everything. I mean, I don't know, man. Kamala Harris could have fixed this. I don't think Kamala Harris would have fixed it. Dwayne, to be honest with you, because Kamala Harris would have just been a puppet for Mr. Obama. And I think, I don't think that there's anybody left on the planet that believes that Mr. Biden was running the country. You guys can take a nice little 2-minute break. We will return with the main show, which is Joe Biden and the real reason he pardoned Hunter Biden. See you in 2 minutes, dear listener. What could it be? The real reason Joe Biden pardoned Hunter.
Wait, hold up. It's not just because of love?
Let's talk about it, y'all.
Middle America.
And you ain't black.
I don't know what I said. The first time ever any...
What are you people? We're Americans.
We are Americans indeed. My name is Vincent, and this is
Soraya.
And this is Middle America with Vinny and Sawyer, where we're not left wing.
We're not right wing.
We're just right. Yesterday we covered Mr. Joe Biden and the fact that he walked back his pardoning of his son Hunter. I have a very, very good friend, and he said to me, Vin, there are other reasons for it. And then today, he sent me a 2-word text, told ya, and then under that 2-word text was this video. So, This video I have not been able to see, so apologies if it's not working. What AI program are you using for your thumbnails? I am using Grok, and we don't have a deal with them yet. So, this is just me telling one of my best friends. My second favorite Jew, Mr. Adar Tabak. He's my second favorite one. Obviously, Jesus of Nazareth. You can't really overcome him because he's God. But you're I can't say you're a close second either. That would be heresy because you're not. But anyways, my second favorite Jew. I can't even say he's my favorite human Jew because Jesus is also a human. Second favorite Jew. The AI program that I use for my thumbnails is Grok. Grok. It's one of the benefits of getting the little check mark, the little blue check mark thingy on YouTube. Okay, here we go, guys. Mr. Jimmy Dore explaining to us what's going on with Hunter Biden and the what do you call it? The pardon.
Yeah,
Let's
the pardon.
do it.
What's going on with that?
By the way, guys, let us know if the music
Come
is
see
too
us
loud,
live
too
shows.
distracting,
We'll be in
whatever.
Los Angeles, Honolulu, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com. Here's what they say the problem with this Joe Biden pardoning his own kid. It says the pardon power. Hey, by the way, can you type this into Google, see where this came from? The pardon power may be abused in at least 4 distinct ways. By placing the president above the law. What? Of course the president's above the law. That's why no president's ever gone to jail, except for Trump. They tried to.
We haven't had a legal war since World War II. We haven't had a war.
That's right. We haven't had a war.
How is that possible?
By violating individual liberties protected by the Bill of Rights and preventing courts from enforcing orders to protect those rights. Also, by violating generally applicable federal crime statutes, including by using pardons to obstruct justice or as a bribe, and by licensing law-breaking on the president's behalf, which is exactly what this is.
From Protect Democracy.
That's from Protect Democracy. What is Protect Democracy?
So they're a nonprofit organization based in the United States, a nonpartisan group.
I guess if they caught you taking a bribe to give a pardon, of course, we all know people get bribed all the time to give pardons. They just do it in ways that they can't trace it.
Or blackmail, as in the case of Mark Rich.
Why gotta be blackmail?
Or blackmailed. So here's what Kevin Dalton says. He says Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter because he was unfairly prosecuted. That's what Joe Biden said. Joe Biden said he was unfairly prosecuted.
Trump was in 2017 to make it unfair?
Right. He's saying that the only reason that they prosecuted Hunter was because it was political. And I'm not kidding. Even though Joe Biden...
I mean, that's true. I agree. I mean, it was an obvious get back because of the Mar-a-Lago raid.
In charge of the Justice Department as this happens. Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter because he was, quote, unfairly prosecuted for tax evasion and a gun charge in 2017 and 2018. So then why does the pardon go all the way back to 2014? Did you know that, Kurt?
No.
Yeah, that's what my friend was saying to me. He's like, well, the other charges were for 215, so why 214? I didn't really know. I really don't know.
Hunter Biden's pardon seems to needlessly extend from 2014 to 2024. He gets a 10-year window of criminality.
And well through 2030. He's pardoned ahead of time.
So that's well before and after his unfairly prosecuted cases. Oh yeah, Hunter started working for Burisma in 2014, which is his job on the energy board in Ukraine, which we all know was to funnel money back to himself and his father and his uncle. We all know this now.
Jimmy, people sit on an energy board.
This is Burisma. He was on the energy board in Ukraine.
But he didn't know anything about it, right?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. I mean, this is after he got discharged from the military because of his, he had some issues. He went straight from there. This is what people talk about with certain privileged people is they fail upwards. So he couldn't hack it in the military, and then he gets the Burisma job where I think he's getting $85K a month.
A month? 85?
To sit on the board, and he has no background in energy whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. We continue. And we were talking about this, and I said, isn't that more of an example of quid pro quo than what happened on the phone call?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and they called us Russian agents, dear listener. Now, Soraya, you spent some time in Latvia, so she could have been a Russian agent, I mean, look at her, huh? She can come with that Russian accent. It is what it is. That might give up some secrets.
Oh no!
That's a real rebuttal that I heard on MSNBC. People sit on energy boards. Okay.
So if it was just for his gun charge, and if it was just for the tax evasion, why? Which that was in 2017 and 2018. Why does it all go back to 2014? Well, here's why. So why did Joe Biden pardon Hunter all the way back to 2014? Well, in April of 2014, Hunter Biden received his first payment from Burisma Energy to represent them. They also purchased a car for him. May 2014, Hunter Biden and Devin Archer, remember Devin Archer did that interview with Tucker Carlson, and he spilled the beans and said, yeah, it's all about influence. Then Devin Archer began receiving $1 million a year to work on the board and broker a deal in Ukraine. Later that year, Hunter Biden began receiving millions more to his Rosemont Seneca account. In 2014, Joe Biden attended a dinner, Devin Archer talked about this, with the people who sent these payments into D.C. Multiple members of the Biden family received these payments. Some were from other members of the family. This pardon wasn't just for Hunter. This pardon was an attempt to end all investigations into the Biden crime family.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know it was a blanket pardon of friggin' 10 years.
That's insane. What in the world?
I thought he was pardoned for specific things. I thought it was like the charges for his tax evasion or whatever he did, and the Wow.
And the gun
and the gun charges. I didn't know that it was gonna like, look, you have 10 years to do whatever you want. That's
that
crazy.
Blanket pardon was crazy. A blanket pardon for 10 years of whatever. A specific pardon would be less weird looking and suspicious.
Yeah, I agree. 10 years. Yeah, because that's just going to encourage people to be like, okay, now that I'm in, go do all the shit, get us a bunch of money, just breaking the law,
right?
And I'll write it
and
off.
And
then
nobody can touch you.
This is. Wow.
The Hunter Biden stuff is what actually caused me to not vote for him the last election. That was a straw that broke the camel's back for me. I got called a Russian over the laptop. Yeah. Hey, if you did not get called a Russian agent or bot or something between 16 and 20, that means that you have no political acumen whatsoever. If you did not get called a Russian bot, if you were not credibly accused of being a Russian operative, and you were on YouTube or whatever, you had no integrity whatsoever, or you were just dumb. We continue.
Will Donald Trump finally bring justice to this corrupt family? The answer is no, that's not going to happen. But here I want to talk, what are they talking about, the Biden crime family? Well, Kanoka the Great said this is a So do you remember this? I remember this. We reported this when there was a congressional committee that was looking.
I mean, he was already let off of the classified documents because he was too senile for trial.
Oh, that's right.
That literally happened. Yeah, I was going to shoot it.
Right. I forgot about that.
I was going to shoot a Middle America on that one. They said, I mean, it was against the law, but I mean, look at him. I mean, he can't really, but he was completely fine to run for office. So, what is going on? We continue.
Into the Biden crime family, and of course it got poo-pooed and that almost got zero coverage. So here is Representative James Comer. He's going to highlight Hunter Biden laundering millions of dollars through 20 shell companies while operating as an unregistered foreign agent, and 6 banks filing over 170 suspicious activity reports with the Treasury, accusing him of money laundering and human trafficking.
Who's this guy think he is? Israel?
Right.
Oh my God.
And then Representative Jim Jordan points out that the Justice Department's prosecutors acknowledged. And so remember when they made that deal with Hunter? And the judge goes, hey, whoa.
Wait a second. James Comer highlights Hunter Biden laundering millions of dollars through 20 shell companies while operating as an unregistered foreign agent, and 6 banks filing over 170 suspicious activity reports with the Treasury, accusing him of money laundering and I don't understand the human trafficking aspect. Somebody help me out with the human trafficking thing. I don't understand that. Yeah, he was too senile for trial, but we're not going to evoke the 25th Amendment because nobody knows why. But we were all supposed to go along with that, like that was normal. I'm seeing a lot of these people talk about.
Yeah, Mech. I didn't know there was human trafficking involved.
Yeah.
Because when we thought it was the pardon, I literally thought it was just. I didn't know even the details of that. I just thought, okay, he did some. It just seems like all those rich people end up doing tax fraud. Like I always feel like, but I don't know if it's because
right.
I don't know what it's like to have that much money. But I don't know if it's one of those situations where like. There are loopholes in the tax thing, and if the person that knows the loopholes, but then there happened to be one, maybe you missed it by a day. I don't know the specifics, so I just assumed it was some like, okay, he should have been giving more money.
What? If you saw the leaked images from the laptop, there were underage girls in lingerie. No, I didn't look at. I generally have that policy, like I don't need to see. You know what I'm saying? But man, no wonder. So you had this is the laptop that the intelligence community, they all signed the 50 thingamajiggies on there that said this is Russian disinformation.
Wow.
Okay. Where Twitter and Facebook would suspend people for sharing that story. We continue.
Yeah.
This deal have you ever made a deal like?
If you didn't see the images from the laptop, I don't blame you because folks were losing their whole Twitters for trying to report on it.
Well, I mean, I don't know why Twitter was doing that. I don't know if it. Well, actually, I don't think Twitter.
No,
Twitter
was Twitter was
They were stopping people from talking about the laptop or from sharing pictures of underage girls.
No. Even reporting on the story. If you put out the laptop is real, they would suspend you.
Okay.
So it's not even like the information. It's just even saying it, they would suspend you.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's no joke. They were. I mean, my God, that's incredible. That is incredible. We continue. Holy smokes! Can you believe that?
No, that's I wish we could go back and reshoot that other video because I do. Well, we said in there what we thought it was. So. Well,
it said the gun thing and the other thing. I didn't know about all this other shit.
In the history of the Justice Department, and they had to go, no, we've never made a deal like this. So that's when the judge canceled the deal.
Right.
So that's when the new plan went into effect. The new plan was, okay, we'll have Hunter plead guilty, and then we'll delay his sentencing, and then before he actually goes to jail, his father will pardon him.
Right.
This is the stuff they accused Donald Trump of doing.
Wait, that's a conspiracy theory. He's not going to pardon him, Jimmy. I know it literally just happened in reality, but I choose to believe.
Am I telling
on yourself?
Am I telling on myself, Kurt? So here, let's listen to it.
The judge did the right thing. Today was a victory for justice in America.
So this is when the judge threw out the plea deal he had with the Justice Department because it was rigged in Hunter's favor, and there was never a deal like that in the history of the world.
The judge did the right thing. Today was a victory for justice in America. If anyone was watching the whistleblower hearing that we had and the oversight with the two credible whistleblowers, I mean, they laid out perfectly a series of crimes that the president's son had committed. It's not just about tax evasion, and the tax evasion that they're getting him on was just for 2 years for a W-2. It didn't even include all the shell company income that they've had that no one knows what the reasoning is behind the millions of dollars they've received from foreign nationals. It didn't include the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which is one of the things that we said back in January. Jim Jordan and I said,
I mean, it's not disputed they got millions of dollars from foreign nationals from other countries, and he wasn't registered as under the FARA Act, which is Foreign Agent Registration Act. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
But the clear law that the president's son had committed. You also have the money laundering. Remember, 6 banks filed reports with the Treasury Department that they suspected this family was involved in laundering money from state-owned entities.
Wow. Okay, we were wrong. We should have done apologies, dear listener.
Yep.
I should have done a lot more research on this shit. Yesterday, I was kind of Now look.
Yeah.
As a father to a son, I get it, but see, here's the thing about Mr. Biden. I've always said it. I will give myself this. This whole Joe doesn't know what he's doing. He's dumb. I've said it over and over again. Trust me, this man knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. He sent Kamala down there and used her as a human shield for all that border stuff. Holy smokes, guys. This is really bad. Where are all the self-righteous people that were shooting at me for Trump's supposed corruption? All the secrets that, I mean, oh my God. We continue. Holy hell.
These are foreign countries. So the list goes on and on and on. It's obvious to anyone who has any knowledge of the law that the president...
Listen. This man, when you think about intelligence, right? Like, an agent is not a person who gets trained at CIA and then, an agent is somebody that you recruit to betray their country. Now, most of the times when you're recruiting, it's kind of like you find a young disaffected male, blah, 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 right? But other methodology that you use is essentially extortion and blackmail. A lot of people believe that Epstein was a Mossad guy, right? That he was an Israeli intelligence guy. And so the entire operation was just to get all these rich and powerful American governors in compromising situations and then use it to blackmail them for their own ends, right? Yeah, and so a lot of times when you talk about, like, why are all these people unilaterally supporting the Israelis? It's not just money, right? And so if you pull back and you think about the Mar-a-Lago thing, who do you think is more likely to give up national secrets for self-protection? This family or the Trump family? I'm sorry. The sloppiness in which, and just the fact, like, honestly, like, there are certain families in the Middle East that if they had a kid like this would end him because of how vulnerable he would make the operation. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, they will take you out themselves, even if it's your own family. Hunter is a clear sort of circle. Hello? This guy is compromisable. He was working with the Chinese. He was working with the Ukrainians. Wow.
His son's committed a host of crimes, and all roads lead to Joe Biden. That's the other thing, and that was, I think, one of the most interesting things from the testimony that Jason Smith got in the transcribed interview and we heard in the hearing was they wanted to interview Biden family members, and they felt pretty strongly that this was directly linked to Joe Biden. And on Monday,
so Joe Biden is really pardoning himself.
Yeah.
So he's pardoning Hunter, but there's also a secondary pardon because if anybody investigated what he just talked about, the millions of dollars, the 20 shell companies, the money they got from Ukraine, China, every place else, they would lead back to Joe Biden. And so if he gives them a pardon starting in 2014, which is when he started working for Burisma and his no-show job on an energy board, and then remember Joe Biden got them to fire. There was a prosecutor in Ukraine that was investigating
and then he bragged about it. He bragged about it. I said
he did.
Yeah. I said, wait, there's a quid pro quo right there. I got called a Russian agent, dear listener. Holy hell. Oh man. You know, I did 2 Middle Americas about this relative to the biolab stuff.
Yeah.
And then it completely fell off the map for me. Holy smokes.
Burisma. Joe Biden got them to fire that prosecutor.
Withheld billions from
He withheld
them.
at least $1 billion from the...
Which they were using to punish their own Ukrainian family in Donetsk in the Donbass region. Remember the southern Ukraine? They were beating the hell out of these poor people. They had no defense. Guarantee you they're going to have to give that region up and give it back to Russia. Which they should, by the way. I don't give a damn. Everybody's like, oh man, in order to end the war, you're gonna tell the Ukrainians to surrender? Absolutely. Give up Crimea and give up the Donbass. Y'all are crazy. We continue.
Country, and the exchange was, we'll give you this money, but you have to fire this prosecutor. And the front story, the cover story was, oh, the prosecutor's corrupt. No, the prosecutor was investigating Hunter and the company he worked for.
Yeah.
The level of corruption you can't even imagine.
That's, by the way, Trump was impeached for holding up funds to Ukraine.
That's right.
To look into Biden holding up funds to Ukraine.
That's right.
Trump's impeachment, I mean, talk about a bullshit impeachment.
Here we go.
Your committee will take a sworn deposition from Devin Archer, the former business partner of Hunter Biden, and we expect him to testify that on 24 occasions, he can recall Joe Biden being used by Hunter to call into meetings with foreign business deals with the foreign business partners, the same Joe Biden that swore that he never once talked to his son about his foreign business dealings. Congressman Coleman?
Yes, there's a lot of speculation that that's what he's going to say. But remember, one thing Jason Smith pointed out, these lawyers have intimidated many of the witnesses that we've tried to bring forward for depositions and transcribed interviews. And they've told them things like, you're only going to implicate yourself. We're not going to get in trouble. Hopefully the witnesses, like Devin Archer and the others who we're going to be bringing before the committee this summer, hopefully they saw what happened in that court today. And that these lawyers aren't going to continue to get away with the shenanigans that they tried to pull yesterday when they lied and said they were part of Ways and Means staff to get something removed.
Now we see why, Mr. Trump, they tried to assassinate your boy.
Wait, why? What?
Because he said he was going to go on a revenge tour.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime we listen to Pod Save Guy, we've been listening to a lot of A lot of neoliberal Democratic podcasts, me and her, as we play Fortnite. By the way, I cost us a match yesterday. We had it right in the bag. The guy was in the storm. I don't know what I was doing.
You were going to save me because I got knocked down. I was like, leave me.
But we've been listening to a lot of it, and that's all these people have been talking about. Holy smokes.
Days are over, and we're in control of this thing, and I believe if these witnesses will come forward and tell the truth, I think the American people are going to be in for a big eye-opener.
Yeah, so when you see neolibs talking about revenge toward DOJ, this is what they're talking about, because Trump finally said they've been good. They were, look, he's going on the offensive, and some of it is defensive, because as I said, I don't know how difficult it is to be the president. But, I mean, the most work I've ever had to do is kind of walk around, make friends with people, and get them to talk to me, okay? Like, we don't know what the hell it's like being the freaking president of the United States. That's a lot of work. And this man was caught up in Russiagate and impeachments and trials. Every other day this dude had stuff to do with. So now he was like, yo, I'm going after you guys. And at first I thought, well, that's a defensive measure because if they're busy dealing with lawsuits or whatever, they won't have time to go after him. But now we're really starting to see
what's going on.
What's going on and why they wanted to snipe this man. And this is why he's making unorthodox selections like the Kash Patel guy, who, I gotta tell you, I'm not very comfortable with myself. I'm not a fan of 2 or 3 people on a podcast like 2 or 3 months ago. All of a sudden they have these high positions. Like, I'm not cool with that. I'm also not cool. I messaged somebody who would be affected by this change of the guard. And the individual responded by saying, you're joking, right? Like, this is a joke you're telling me? He thought I was joking with him. So that's not a good sign. I'm not very comfortable with Mr. Kash Patel being the head of the FBI fucking eye. But what I will say is that there are bad people who are nervous, and so I'll deal with it. We continue.
Well, Devin Archer did get intimidated because he told Tucker Carlson one thing, and then when he testified, said another. But here we go.
Back to Joe Biden.
Now, Congressman Jordan, your investigation in the Judiciary Committee is running in tandem with Congressman Comer's investigation into the Biden family businesses, and that is the weaponization and how the FBI has been politicized, weaponized, the DOJ has been politicized, weaponized. They didn't even want to hear from the whistleblowers, and they're willing to make that sweetheart deal. I don't think that's a deal that anybody else in America would be able to get. Does this now add to the long list of special treatment the Bidens have gotten?
Well, yeah, and the judge asked the fundamental question. She asked the prosecutor, she asked the folks from DOJ, has this kind of deal ever been put together before? Is this unprecedented? She asked, has it ever happened before? And the prosecutor's answer was, no, Your Honor. No. So it hasn't. He responded back, this is complete. This is why what Chairman Comer said, this is truly a win for equal application of the law, which is a hallmark of this great country, the greatest country ever. That's what we're supposed to focus on. And that was the motivation of Gary Shapley and Mr. Ziegler. They came forward because they saw unequal application of the law. That's why we want to talk to these folks, get all the facts, and then move forward from there.
Hey, you know what? They didn't prosecute the former president, vice president, for approving of torture, which is a crime. So why would they do anything about this?
So Clint Russell says it's not about prostitutes. It's not about being his son. It's not about smoking crack. It's not about gun charges or taxes. It's about Joe Biden using Hunter Biden as the CIA's bagman in Ukraine for every corrupt activity you can imagine. That's why he was pardoned. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way you're...
Agency does a lot of really weird stuff. I'm sure if they used Mr. Biden for that, they had a good reason for it. But, wow. What are you thinking?
I cannot believe that they can do that. They can just write somebody off for 10 years worth of stuff. That's just crazy to me. And that means it's like we probably don't even know all the stuff.
Oh.
Otherwise you would just list it.
Oh,
but
no.
to say like everything he ever did for the last, I can't believe that they would even like, how is that? So what he originally said was he was basically like he trusts the justice system. That's why he was going to stay out of it.
Yep.
But then he obviously didn't trust the justice system. So then he went ahead and pardoned him for 10 years. But like, that's the reason why we can't really trust the justice system. Because if you if you got caught with weed X amount of years ago, you're in jail. Your ass is in jail right now. But here's Hunter Biden breaking all kinds of laws, human trafficking, like all kinds of stuff.
Underage girls.
He gets just let off because of who his father was.
If there were underage girls in that laptop, where were all of you talking about Mr. Trump and your very valid concerns about his, sexual issues with people? Where were you guys with Mr. Biden if you had photo evidence of this dude with underage girls? Wow, we continue.
Not bad of a drug addict unless you were forced to do some horrible, horrible shit for the family.
Here's how Biden economics works. Bidenomics, you pay your taxes, I send it to Ukraine, they send it back to Hunter, Hunter gives it to me.
That's called money laundering. That's called money laundering. And the thing that's crazy to me is he did it with he was laughing about it when he talked about how he blackmailed the Ukraine.
Yep. He basically, what did he say? He
said, I'm about to jump on this plane. If y'all want this money, you better fire this man.
Yep. Right.
Wow, dude. Whoa.
Didn't he refinance his home like 4 or 5 times? Some crazy amount. He has like 4 mortgages.
Wow, I don't know why this.
You remember that?
Me off so much.
I do not remember that. No.
It's a bizarre thing with his house. Like he really does have a crime, like an Enron going on.
And let's remember, Joe Biden it told you 40 years ago he's a whore.
I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but you have to go to those people who have money, and they always want something. You run the risk of deciding whether or not you're going to prostitute yourself to give the answer you know they want to hear in order to get funded to run for that office. I went to the big guys for the money. I was ready to prostitute myself in the manner in which I talk about it. But what happened was they said, come back when you're 40, son.
Well, guess what? He's over 40, and he went back.
Go steal some speeches, son.
Yeah.
Come back when you stole a good speech.
Yeah.
Ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
And what else? What else you think was on that Hunter Biden laptop?
Underage girl. What can you tell us about that?
This is not just any underage girl. This is a family member, and there were several figures that we have seen on this hard drive who have questionable ages, but none of them could be verified as far as who they are, except this one, and that's Natalie Biden. She is the niece of Hunter Biden.
Oh, come on.
And the pictures...
Did you know this, Kurt?
Yeah.
You know that
the family is a...
Ian posted this about, 10-20 minutes ago. I didn't post it because I was like, obviously, you guys know me, unless you have proof for something incendiary like that, I'm not going to post it.
That's disgusting.
I think most of us, aren't gonna look. I heard about the laptop, obviously. I did not go and do any due diligence on that, and if I had to do it over again, I'm comfortable with that decision. I don't, the depth of depravity that these people are in, like, people have no idea, and wow.
That, when you couple that with how Joe Biden's daughter had her journal and she was saying how he would take showers with her and she wasn't sure if this was okay.
That was his dead brother's daughter.
Okay, fuck him for that. That is sick.
But we don't know the context. Like, for example, in my family, right? We're a Jamaican family. If somebody would have taken a picture of certain moments, you'd have been like, oh my God.
No. We're talking about, is an underage girl in her underwear on the couch with him. That's not...
but, like, is she 4? Is she 5? All I'm saying is, there are some content, you know what I'm talking about, what I'm talking about.
I
right?
don't.
You don't remember, visiting my family and you having a problem with certain things happening?
Yeah, but that was... Somebody could look at that and say, well, the context.
Yeah, but if somebody would have just said what it was without the context, it would have came off bad, right?
I don't think there's any context in which an uncle should be on the couch.
She was 13.
That's what I was guessing by what people were saying over there. A 13 to 15-year-old in her underwear, given that his father is gross like he is.
The young girls on there are clearly very young. Like, I'm not talking teenagers of unclear age. I'm talking a tween.
That's disgusting. Wow. And you know what? That's exactly how some families are.
It wasn't like
they
regular...
won't protect the kids.
It wasn't...
They
listen
won't
to
say
this.
anything
It
about
wasn't
it.
regular kid underoos. It was like red lacy stuff.
That's literally what I had in my head. That's literally what I had in my head.
I had SpongeBob.
You had SpongeBob. See, there's a difference between you and me. No, that's not what I pictured at all.
That's his dead brother's daughter.
Yeah, fuck him for that. That's so sick. That is so sick. Wow. And I felt bad for him for losing his brother. And then that, like... Because the other thing is, like, that girl misses her dad, I'm sure. And so he's capitalizing off of that feeling that she has of wanting to be close to her dad. Man, when my uncle died, my cousins were almost nonstop over at my house to be around my father. He's sick for that. And Joe Biden. See, that's the thing. I can't stand families that do that. You just protect the people that are predatorial, like they're predators to the people around them, and then he goes and he pardons it. But that's because his hands are in the same nastiness, man. Wow. Wow.
Dark, evil family, okay? Yeah, I know, right? I don't want to get you in trouble with whatever, but yeah, that's all real. It's not conspiracy. That's what was on his fucking laptop. Most people think the laptop wasn't even real.
So there was
Most people go, you think that's real?
Right. It's been confirmed it was real. So...
Still don't believe Tara Reid?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the guy that you neoliberal women killed Me Too for? You, Kamala? What was the other girl? Who was the main Me Too guy that was there every day at the Brett Kavanaugh hearings? She was there every day, had Me Too on the thing. She was the main operator. Soon as Tara Reid came out, she took Me Too right off of her Twitter thing. Wow, man. Jesus.
There was photographs of his 14-year-old niece, his niece.
Yeah. Well, he went after his brother's wife.
And
Why would
he
go
was
after his niece?
he was actually having sex with that 14-year-old's mother, which was his brother's wife.
Yeah. They like to keep it in the family. Showers, nieces, all of it.
What? Yeah, watch this. So
depict her in ways that are very questionable. Questionable enough that we here at OAN submitted a request to the Newcastle County Police Department in Delaware. And we asked if they had received any notes of concern about the images that were found on these hard drives, on this laptop, concerning Natalie Biden, who was 14 years old at the time. I cannot go into too much detail as to what the pictures actually depict, but they're enough that we know for sure she was 14 years old at the time because there's date stamps on these pictures. And this is around the time that Hunter Biden was spending time around not only Natalie, but her mom, who he was carrying on a romantic affair with at the time. This is the wife of the dead brother, Bo. Very uncomfortable pictures, Kara. So we had...
Yeah, Bo, by the way, was the good son. That guy, he busted the worst pedophile in American history out of Philadelphia. He prosecuted him. And he prosecuted a DuPont for essay on his own children. And then the judge just let the guy said that DuPont wouldn't do well in prison, so the judge let him go. And then he was dead not long after that. He didn't go into politics like his dad wanted. He became a prosecutor that protected kids, and apparently he did really good work. The good son. And
then he was dead.
So then he's dead. It's not from Iraq, like Joe Biden lies and says. He got a sudden brain tumor out of nowhere. I mean, I guess that's just chance, right? And then next thing you know, the dark son is banging his wife and doing God knows what with his knee. Fucking gross. Bo Biden probably was a good guy, from everything I can find.
Yeah.
He was sincerely trying to put a stop to some bad stuff that it looks like I think the Biden family is directly involved in, especially with the Ukraine connections, which, as you recall, that was the world's foremost place to traffic.
For human trafficking.
Yeah, was Ukraine. I mean, it's in movies. It's a cliche. It's a fucking cliche.
That was that hit movie Eastern Promises. I'm pretty sure that wasn't that was a movie I couldn't watch all the way. I tapped out on Eastern Promises.
I don't remember what you're talking about. I can't believe this family.
This took a really dark turn. We cut this up. We're gonna have to put a viewer discretion advised. Real shit, because
And that's really suspicious, right?
Well, Bo, I mean, he wouldn't trade places with none of us. I'm sure of that. Holy shit.
No, but when your family is like that, and you're prosecuting people that are like that, and then what? And then you end up
the
dead.
Ukrainian war brides and what? I mean, you think that could be anything good? Having Hunter Biden.
So now that's all can never be investigated or prosecuted because of this pardon. Just so you know. Hey, I don't need to tell you that our current state of healthcare system's awful, despite record spending.
Whoa! So that can't. Well, wait a second. No, because it was for like 10 years or something, right?
What are you saying? No, for
the girl
what?
on the laptop happened before the 10 years. All the pedophilia stuff would have happened prior to.
I thought that was in 2014, which was 10 years ago. So it would have been covered. I thought that's what they said. Maybe I heard that wrong.
I don't know.
Wow. Wow. So you thought that you think Biden missed that, and that he's actually going to get in trouble for some of the stuff he did? He missed a couple years. I'm sure he covered it all.
Well, it's like I tell my boys. I say, boys, nobody gets away with anything.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay.
There's a God in heaven.
Yup. I was literally thinking the same thing. I'm like, it would have been better for you if your father hadn't pardoned you. You remember that story of those sons in the scripture? Mm-hmm. Yep. Wow.
I mean, I
imagine having that. Like, Meme used to say, I got 1 foot on the rock pile and 1 foot over here, 1 foot on a banana peel. In other words, you're almost ready to go. He's this old.
There can't be any statute of limitations on pedophilia, though. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way there could be statute of limitations.
I thought it was 7 years.
No. No way. Okay. Not if there's photo evidence.
Again, as you said yourself,
you
can't prove it because, yeah, she's in those slanky underwear on him on the couch, but he still has deniability. It's not like the pictures.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm sure. And look, this again is one of the reasons I think they try to assassinate Trump. I know somebody who knows. I'm actually gonna ask right now because there's no way. There's no freaking way. Talk to the people while I ask this question.
Guys, I'm so angry right now. Like, wow. I feel so bad for that girl. Also, Joe can only pardon federal crimes, and the general understanding is it only applies to crimes you've been found guilty on. I think sex crimes involving kids are a state thing. Liberals in my life will continue to say that Biden is a decent man. Sorry. Yeah, okay, that's disgusting. Yeah, I can't stand that because that stuff just continues on. You know? I don't know. Did you find out what you were looking for? Oh,
well,
yeah.
They just read it, so.
He also hasn't been found guilty on those things to be pardoned. I don't see a blanket pardon holding up to legal challenge.
There's no way that he can do that and get away.
Hunter said that Trump is planning on releasing the absent client list and the Diddy party list, that we might have something to do with why they possibly want him dead too. Then is that true though? I mean, to be honest with you, I thought Trump was on the list, so I didn't think he was gonna try to release that.
Trump went along with the Epstein thing, which was weird to me. And that's why I told people, like, unless they try to assassinate this dude, you can't, he's one of them. And sure enough, they try to assassinate him.
Not in my family. That person is in jail and none of the rest of us have kids, sorry. Well.
Look. Okay. That tells me that this is not over. That's what that means. This is not over. That's as much as I'll say about that, fellas. It's not over. That's as much as I'll say.
The misdeeds are covered in the lab. Don't go before 2014. Is what, JVL is saying. I never thought Trump was on the list. He's directly responsible for Epstein getting arrested. Okay, I didn't know how that happened, but the way that people talk about Trump, like I just thought that I just thought he was probably involved. Disgusting. Oh my gosh. I'm so frustrated right now. Wow. Surprisingly, Trump, with his dirty talk, was the most moral of the lot. Unbelievable. I'm literally sick to my stomach. Wow.
That's true. That's true. People say Trump was on the list, but I guarantee that if that were true, it would have been leaked to the media. FBI had the list and would do anything to stop. They tried to kill him, for God's sake. And we all know at least the first assassination attempt was an inside job. We all know that. None of us believes that the freaking Secret Service had a lapse that day. This kid was up there. He was up there. Fucking the cops. Civvy saw him. Everybody saw him. Everybody's pointing him out. This kid had a rangefinder, whole 9 yards. They try to kill this man. You guys are convincing me. If he was on that list, there's no reason to assassinate this dude. All right, guys. To be honest with you guys, like, I heard some of the stuff I heard about in the laptop, but some of the stuff was so over the top, I never reported on it, and I just put it in an Alex Jones type, this is just over the top crazy, and so I never really reported on it, and so much so that I forgot about it. I remembered the diary of his daughter where she talked about showering with him as a teenager and questioning whether or not that was legit. Maybe it was. It's just crazy to me that neoliberal media was out there talking about how decent he was. That was the entire thing. Like, he's going to be the anti-Trump. He's going to bring decency to the White House. He's going to restore American dignity. Blah 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 blah. That's what.
What did you think about him saying he prostituted himself at like?
Well, that was like 40 years ago when he said that.
Right.
You know what I'm
if
saying?
You're prostituting yourself at that time. Where are you at now? If you haven't repented of your ways and turned from it, right? Things just keep getting worse. Do people stay stagnant? Do people stay where they are? Or does the bad shit keep shifting toward the bad direction? Where's he at now? That is
Trump
crazy.
banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for flirting with somebody's daughter.
Wow, I wonder if that's true. You ever heard that? I mean, not all men are okay with child porn and all that stuff. Like,
Most men are not okay with child porn.
I mean...
Most men are not okay with child porn. The fuck you mean? Man.
I feel so sick right now, bro. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
No, I remember a couple other people had messaged me about the shit. And I'm like, nah, this is like Alex Jones. This shit's crazy. No way. I didn't care about getting hit by YouTube or none of that, because you guys know they're going to throttle us anyway. But, man,
I don't.
What happened? What did you ask it?
Well, I just wanted to. Oh, here. Now they gave the answer.
You're insane.
I just like the Epstein list, like so many people being involved in that and stuff. I'm surprised that Trump's not involved in that. I'm very glad. I'm very happy to hear that. Like, but I my God, I feel so sick right now.
It's true. For all of Trump's philandering, we've yet to hear anybody under the age of 30 associated with him in that way. That's true. I mean, that girl that he was with, I mean, she was a very...
Who?
When he called Horseface, who I forgot her name, but... I'm a little messed up here. You know what? I'm just gonna... I don't really have anything else to say. Unless you have anything else to say. Stormy Daniels. That girl's like 50 now or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right, but she would have been still not like a child whenever he did whatever he did with her. I don't know why he called her horseface.
I also look at dudes that are like going out with 20-year-olds. Like if you're in your 40s and you're running around with a 20-year-old, I still look at you with the screw face. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What's her? I am spacing it right now. That woman, that Kim Kardashian. I guess she was, what was it, Justin Timberlake or something? I don't know. She went out with somebody that was like, she's over 40 and he was like in his 20s. I don't know. Johan was telling me about it. I'm like, that's disgusting. Like, I don't even understand. Like, your kids are like close to that age. Like, that's just weird. I do not understand that. So men or women, like, there's too big of an age gap. You're like, what issues are you trying to resolve?
No, Stormy Daniels. No, my point is,
yeah,
I think grown. As obviously it's not something I want my sons to do. I want them to be faithful to their wives, and I don't want them to treat women as commodities that they can buy. I'm just saying that was a grown woman.
Yeah.
And she was in the work.
Mm-hmm.
There are dynamics about being to your point about vulnerable girls who cannot parse the difference between their desire for a father figure and then having those desires sexualized. And it's just... It's difficult to think about that girl losing her father. And then the mother. But like... And again... There's this thing called genetic sexual attraction, okay? It's where people who are genetically like related, like immediate family related, they get separated at birth for whatever reason. When they reunite and find each other, there's an attraction. My point to that is to say, I could see at some level psychologically how the wife, in the throes of her grief over losing her husband to some sudden brain, it seemed like they're saying it was sudden. I could see how her being screwed up, him going in there and you know, like Ian said, there's a reason he's called Hunter apparently, and he just ran through that entire family. It looks like it took advantage of those people in a very, very vulnerable situation. And there were people that fucking knew about this shit and told us it wasn't true. And then for 4 or 5 years, we kept hearing how this dude was decent and all the rest of it and how lovable he was and blah, blah, blah.
Maybe there's a reason God's taking his mind. You've done
Men
enough.
are supposed to protect women. We do not exploit them, particularly the family.
That's so sad. That's so sad. Because, I mean, I can absolutely see how something like that could happen. If she's missing her husband, the girl is missing her father, and he just positions himself. And the other thing too is, so that's a little bit of speculation. But I mean, if Joe Biden was really doing that with his daughter, then why would he keep his hands off his niece? In which case, something might have happened to her when she's younger, and that starts a whole floodgate of sexual issues and sexual desires and confusion and everything. And this poor girl is in that situation with no father around, and then she leans on her uncle, and then he just...
And then her mom. Like, now that I'm sure that girl's of age, she's looking at her mom like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But the mom, again, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't really, you know, judge the mom. We don't know what it's like to lose somebody like that. He came in at a particular time, like, man, bro, like, damn, dude.
So the other thing is, if her dad was a good dude, then she's gonna have a certain understanding of what men are like.
He was a virtuous man.
It sounds like it. I mean, he's going after other. So she might have been safe in his house. You know what I'm saying? And so she would think, oh, this is okay or this is okay, when those other things actually lead to something. If you're around somebody that's a predator.
I don't know, guys. I mean, hold on. I mean,
I'm appalled. I just... Incredible. Why are we still questioning Tara Reade's? I don't understand. And like you said, why are they saying that he's a good dude and all that? Come on. Oh, people have a short memory. I don't follow, I haven't been following politics, but that's like a really, how could we forget all of these things?
So he got diagnosed in August of 2013, and he died May 30th of 2015. So that was 2 years.
That was
so the conspiracy about them assassinating him, I don't think, I mean, that's obviously not true. But, I understand people are going to look at the mother crazy, and I don't think you're crazy for looking at the mother crazy. But at the same time, like I said, we don't know what it's like to, especially on such a public stage as that family. And look, Hunter is a good looking dude, and I'm sure, man, you know what the scripture says is that God takes the righteous and nobody considers it. God took that boy out of that family, man. He's like, you know what? Just come over here, bro. Come home. All right, guys. I'm very, like I said, man, like, got a little bit dark here. Thank you guys for the information. Love your neighbor.
Take care of each other.
Take care of each other, man. And,
keep your eye out. Protect kids. Like, we can't just keep having generations
from
of
their
kids
own
being
family,
traumatized by their own family members.
From their own family and a funeral, I guess. I mean, I don't know, like. Anyway.
What's happening?
What's wrong with you?
Ugh.
Come here.
What do you got? A marker? You got into a marker? Marker?
What'd you do? You're supposed to knock on the door and you smell.
Okay, it's alright.
Why do you smell?
He drawed on himself with a marker, and he drawed on the.
He drew. He drew, not draw.
Oh no, he drew on Johan's wall.
He drew, not drawed. Drawed is not a word.
Okay.
Okay, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Say we're leaving.
We're leaving.
Say salam lek.
Salam lek.
Okay, can you
Yeah.
Oh, are you ending?
Do not take care of each other.
Do not take care of each other.
No, we say tell them to take care of each other.
Well, he was saying do not take care of each other and protect each other like the Bidens.
Yeah.
Say gang gang.
Gang gang.
Say M gang.
M gang.
M gang. We out.
We out.
Gang gang gang.
Gang gang gang.
Jesus is king.
Jesus is king.
Yeah.
I'm king.
Yeah.
You're not the king. You smell.
Yeah.
Why do you smell?
Well, you might take
Smell.
him a bath.
I already gave him a bath. I gave him a
Make
bath
us-
right before I started.
I love you. Yeah. Can I have a kiss, Razor? No?
Then kiss him.
Yes.
No
said
problem.
Yes.
No
he
problem.
Said, he said yes.
All right. We're out of here.
We're out of here.
Yep.
You don't have to keep repeating everything.
You want to do your song?
Which song?
You want to do your song?
Yeah.
Dude, you smell, bro.
Yeah, jeez. Whew.
He smells like poop.
Don't say that on the camera, you weirdo.
Say no
God.
words.
My
No
God.
words.
All right.
All right, you guys got to go.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Take your brother out.
Welcome.
You want gum? You're welcome.
Why would you give him that at 9:51 p.m.? He's got to go to bed.
I'll take it out in a couple minutes when we close up shop here. Close that door.
All right, guys.
Close
All
that door,
right,
please.
guys. Love your neighbor.
Take care of each other.
Little America.
We are the media.
Till not like the Bidens. Till
No.
next time.